we have here Ruby Red. And so we are going to be using the Ruby Red. We also have here Oak Leaf. That's the green one. And you see, you take a look so you can see what they look like. Can you see that? That's Oak Leaf. Okay. This one was Ruby Red.
From Boston, the Victory Garden with Bob Thompson. Funding for the Victory Garden is provided by this station and by other public television stations.
Hey siblings, Big Sis here from Sweet and Spicy Sisters. And as some of you know, I have been trying my hand at gardening, indoor gardening, and patio gardening for the past 2 years, probably 3 years. And so Baby Sis has challenged me in this fall season to plant some lettuce. So if you can see here, these are heirloom lettuce that I've had for the past couple of years. And then Baby Sis has given me these lettuce seed collection ready to ship. I don't know where she got it from. It says seed needs P.O. Box somewhere in Baltimore, Michigan. Never heard of that. I do know Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out anyway. So we'll be comparing about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different seed varieties. I'm going to take my variety here and the equivalent to her variety here. So let's take a look. I have Cimarron Red Romaine. I have Green Oak Leaf. I have Oak Leaf Red. I have Prize Head lettuce. There is Paris Island lettuce. I like that one from last season. And this one is Butter Crunch. Now this one kind of looks like a head, not a loose leaf, but we'll see how it works. And so what I did was I tried my best to find the equivalent from Baby Sis seed collection. We have the Red Romaine, Paris Island, Oak Leaf. I did not find a Butter Crunch, so in place of that, I'm trying the Black Seed Simpson. Perhaps I'll give you a visual of what that looks like. And then, of course, her prize head. I believe that those percentages are probably the germination percentages for each seed. So I will have to put the seeds in multiples, and I am going to go actually from seed to harvest. Now, if you take a look, you can see here, these are my seed containers. The green one, you can't see it. The green one is for Baby Sis, and the red one is for Big Sis. So we're going to compare them side by side. As you can see, this one already filled with water. I'm not going with soil or cocoa coir or cocoa peat like I usually do. I'm actually going to try to sow right in hydroponically.
So, what is hydroponics? Growing plants in water without soil. In nature, the soil a plant grows in serves two purposes. One, it anchors the plant from above ground hazards. Two, to provide the plant with nutrients it needs to keep growing. The plant is supported by a net pot, which allows the roots to grow through into a nutrient-rich solution below. Eliminating soil and housing the roots directly in water, the plants grown hydroponically flourish. This was achieved because plants grown hydroponically could absorb nutrients from water much more efficiently than plants grown in soil, resulting in faster growth and greater harvests.
And these are little clay pebbles. They've already been washed and they actually have been dried. So what I'll be doing is I'll be putting some water in. There you go. I'll be putting some water in here until it just slightly covers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the seed on top, but I'll be doing that in a very strategic way. So watch out for that. Okay, so as you can see, I have them all filled. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, big sis, what kind of containers are you using and what is that they're sitting in? Well, as luck would have it, this plastic thing here that they're sitting in is actually a cupcake container, one of those clamshell cupcake containers. And what I've done is I've just cut it in half and I've rested the cupcake and the lid underneath. What I usually use this container for is when I have my soil containers. And I'll just show you one of those in a second. This is one of my soil containers from last season. It says Bloomsdale spinach. My spinach didn't do well, but I digress. Normally I have seeds in there and I have some soil in there. And as you can tell on the bottom, I have holes. So what I typically do is I typically take these 2-ounce containers, these 2-ounce cups, and I sit it in there. And then when I water it, the water drains into the cupcake container. But since I'm just going to do hydroponic in place, these cups don't have water in them because I want them to be watered through the clay pebbles instead of me watering them every day. So now just take a look. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tear this open and I'm going to see what kind of seeds baby sis is giving me. Okay. All right, well, let's see. We have here ruby red. And so we are going to be using the ruby red. We also have here oak leaf. That's the green one. And you see, let me take a look so you can see what they look like. Can you see that?
It's like I'm planting a lettuce, oak leaf lettuce. Isn't that striking? Here's the green, here's the red.
That's oak leaf. Okay. This one was ruby red. This one is black seed Simpson. Doesn't that look yummy? And look, they have a little ladybug on there. Isn't it cute? Now this is iceberg. We're not using that because this is a head lettuce, not a leaf lettuce. And so we don't want to do that indoors hydroponically. We need space for that. So no way. This is the Paris Island romaine. Yummy. This is the Loco Rosso. We're not using that, but I am going to plant that alone by myself. This is the red romaine. I'm really interested in seeing how well this does because this is kind of like a head lettuce. I don't know if this is going to work, guys, but we'll take a chance. And then this is their prize head with the butterfly on it, and I like the reddish colors. So I'm going to sort them and put them next to the equivalent, and then we'll get to sewing. Okay, so as you can see, I have 12 small pieces of napkin that I've cut into 12 pieces, and I'm going to lay each one on top of these hydroponic germinations. And if you take a look, you'll see it's on top, and that's what I'm going to put the bed of seeds on. Now, ordinarily, people would lay the seeds on and then they would water it, but I kind of didn't want to do that. Trying something a little different, making sure that all the seeds are laid down evenly, all the clay pebbles are laid down evenly, and then I'm going to lay them all. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. Let's take a look. Can you see? All of them are nested on top. And now what we're going to do is we're going to lay the seeds on each bed. And I'm going to put about maybe 3 seeds each, just so I can increase the chances of having something germinate. And then we will cross the bridge of what happens when all of them germinates. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Let me zoom in so you can take a look. There you have it. Everybody has about 3 seeds. This one seems to have 4. We're going to let that slide. And there you have it. Okay, so this is what happens next, guys. I have about 12 of these cups. 12 of these Italian ice cups. I've been eating them over the summer. I'm not trying to tell you who they are because they are not a sponsor. But I love these Italian ice. You can get them in any of your local grocery stores. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover each of these 12 hydroponic germinating homes with these Italian ice cups. And then I am going to store them away on my grow cart. I heard someone say that they should be in a dark place, and I heard someone say it doesn't matter. What I will do is I'm going to cover them and just put them on a card. If they get light, they get light, but they're not going to get as much light because they'll be covered. And there you have it, guys. 12 hydroponically sown seeds on clay pebbles with a very thin layer of tissue just to keep them from falling in between the cracks of the clay pebbles and to keep them suspended on the top so that when they do start sprouting, the roots will just go all the way down into the clay pebbles and into the water. covered with a simple container that you can get at home. I haven't used anything I needed to go to the store for. If you've been to any child's party or office party where they have a cupcake container for a dozen cupcakes, take it home, wash it, cut it in half, and use that to hold your 2-ounce cups. You can use Dixie cups. You can use the kind of cups I have here. You can use these. They sit in there pretty nicely. You can use whatever it is you have around the house. I've even used egg cartons. I should show a picture of my egg carton technique once or twice. So that's what you can do. All right, so baby sis, it's on. So I will come back and I will check in about 24 hours to see what happens. And then I will check in about uh, 3 days, then 7 days, then 10, and then maybe 14. So we'll try to keep that kind of schedule. So there you have it, guys. I'll check back with you in 24 hours. And until then, stay sweet, stay spicy, and stay tuned.